The rules-based order is completely gone, by the way. There's a very real possibility that America ends up actually losing the global war for dominance to China, purely because Republicans are more concerned with antagonizing the entire planet than they are with doing anything. Shit like this, man. Look at this. And I know that all of this is being done as, like, meme troll bullshit to distract Republican voters from the fact that their lives are about to get a lot worse and that Trump has literally no plan to improve them. But, like, if your entire political platform, like, start with Europe, okay? Like, the EU is collectively about as big of a trading bloc as the United States. There's no interest whatsoever in building bridges. You know, this looks like satire Jesus. Again, they're not doing it. They don't care. They don't believe in this, okay? It's not real. It's fake. Maybe they do end up doing it, but if they do end up doing it, it won't be because they're saying it now. It's trolling until it's not. It's all a smokescreen. It's complete bullshit. There's no real position. They don't want to argue in favor of anything. Modern fascism is unbearably Reddit. That's true. There's no real belief here, you know? It's just meaningless antagonism meant to distract from the underlying genuine policy position, which is capital accumulation in the hands of, like, the top 0.00001%. The enemy cannot know what you are doing if you also don't know what you are doing. That's pretty true. Sun Tzu. Do you think they will actually go to war over Greenland? No. I don't think so. I think that it's like they are literally just telling Trump, or maybe allowing Trump, to epic troll and talk about whatever he wants and antagonize people however he wants. Like, it wasn't like this back in 2016. I don't know if you remember, but back in 2016, even in 2020, Donald Trump, for the most part, was talking about, I can't really say he was talking about policy, but most of the general vibe of what he was talking about was, like, making America great again. Now, was that bullshit? Yes, it was. But at least it was about the country. This isn't even about the country anymore. I mean, this is just nothing. Can you tell us what the move is for 2025? Our move or their move? I can't predict the future. Trump previously floated buying Greenland in 2019. Yeah, I know, but, like, not like this. Now the entire party is rallying behind this because they're all aware of what's being done. There's the Truth Social. I know it's difficult to keep track of this because he's always been so antagonistic, but I gotta promise you, man, you have to believe me, okay? It didn't used to be this unhinged. This degree of unhinged is like a deliberate strategy. Jesus Christ. My warm take is that this is a distraction from the fact that he picked dozens of billionaires for his cabinet position. Well, that's basically what I'm saying. Yeah. That, like, the art of the weave. I think that the fact that Donald Trump is saying what he's saying to distract people from capitalists taking over the country even more so than they did before is most evident in the fact that he backed Elon Musk on the H-1B visa things, you know? Elon Musk is a Silicon Valley tech bro, so he loves exploiting H-1B visas, and Donald Trump backed him even though he has previously been anti-H-1B visa because he's cucked to Trump. He doesn't, like, he's not running the ship anymore. If Donald Trump was being even remotely authentic, he would have spoken out against Elon Musk there, but he knows who, like, you know, pays the bills. Total subservience to the oligarchy, you know? Is there any concern that just his words will cause tangible conflict with other countries? Well, I gotta ask you, man, a couple more years of this. Imagine you're a European nation, you know, just an EU country. Historically, you've always been an ally to the United States. What would you trust more, America or China? Simple question. Easy, China, 100%. If I was any country in the world, easily China. Like, absolutely 100%. Oh, they're exploitative? Yeah, okay. They're a dictatorship? Okay. At least China's remotely rational. More stable. China seems interested in actually building roads to other countries, even if they're exploitative, even if they're, like, imperialistic about it. Like, it's better than this shit. You kidding me? This is the one that I was waiting for. The New York Post posting this. Look, epic troll. Epic troll. Yeah, I know it's an epic troll, but he's still doing it. Get it? The Pan-MAGA Canal, Gulf of America, Canada, the 51st state, Greenland, our land. Yeah, this is being covered positively because what else are you going to cover? Trump's complete lack of a solution to any problems that are affecting people's lives? Yo, he's trolling, bro. He's epically trolling. Bro, he trolled the media by pretending he had a solution to inflation. That was so epic of him. And libs fall for it. I really do hope that liberals stop looking at stuff like this and going, like, and taking it at face value. Like, obviously, this is insane on its own, but if you take this at face value, all conservatives are going to do is laugh at you because they epically trolled you. You have to look at this and go, you know, wow, where's my $2 eggs, like dozen eggs, Don? How does this help my rent bill, Don? How does this bring the national debt down? Oh, speaking of, you hear Elon said Doge probably won't be able to cut to $2 trillion from the national expenses? Christ, Donald Trump isn't even in office yet. They're already walking back all their promises. Trump walks back on the H-1B visas. Trump walks back on lowering grocery bills. Elon walks back on cutting anything meaningful from the budget. Fell for it again. Like this, it's the incoming president, man. We're gonna like China and Mexico and Canada end up gonna be like close Chinese allies at this rate. God, he boomer posts so much, man. Do you think they'll do anything about illegal immigrants at all? I mean, all the illegal immigrant talk kind of stopped as soon as the election took place, huh? In Denmark, the parliament had a meeting earlier today talking about how Trump is acting about Greenland. This is the Karen Lakely, whatever the fuck her name was, Lake and Riley bill. 84-9. That's great, man. There were more Democrats in the House proportionally that resisted it. Accused. Liberals are so useless, them out. Yeah, man. Really appreciate them setting up a unified front against fascism. I can't believe I'm actually on the they're both the same line, but here I am. I mean, the Democrats have only been the more progressive party insofar as there was like a legitimate social pretext for it. You know what I mean? Like if there was a base of voters that they could essentially, like if progressivism earned them a significant enough portion of the voter base, then that was worth going after. The stars in the night sky, though, yeah. You see Trump and Obama palling around at the funeral for Jimmy Carter. Saw the stomach whack from W. It's a big club and we're not in it. Could you imagine speaking friendly with Trump as Obama? If you were a progressive and you believed what you believed in, like you weren't faking it or grifting, could you imagine ever, under any circumstances, regarding Donald Trump with anything other than like a steely-eyed poker face? The vote's not in the bill itself, it's the motion to proceed. Yeah. But still, it hasn't passed yet. It's just insane to me. Let's see what the actual votes are. Like, it's literally a bill to, in some instances, revoke due process. We all know it's going to pass. I'd be shocked if it didn't. It already has a Democratic co-sponsor, Fetterman. Really feels like we've all been played. It feels like the Democratic liberal resistance that we got in 2016 and onward manifested only because Democrats thought that Trump was a fluke, and they thought that if they kept staying the course, they would just, like, everything would go back to normal. And in 2020, they only got that because of COVID. If it wasn't for COVID, Trump probably would have beaten Biden. And now they've lost again. And the Democrats seem to be, like, it seems like now the position is like, oh, so it wasn't a fluke. Our version of things just doesn't work, so we're just not going to try anymore. The control opposition. Some of them, but I think a lot of them just don't know any different. I think a lot of them, like, have just drank the Kool-Aid and genuinely have no idea what other way they could do things. They have no idea. Picture of Trump with Hillary and Bill at Chelsea's wedding. Well, yeah, I mean, they literally, like, operated in the same social space for a long time. And still do. Yeah, speaking of, the Democrats having no idea how to push back on this new administration, or not wanting to. Trump's going to have a goddamn net favorability rating, or net favorability rating. He's going to have net favorability. You know why this is? There's a very simple reason for it. I think that I've struggled with this in many words before, but I think there's a very simple way to boil it down. People like a protagonist, and Donald Trump is the protagonist. That's it. It's not a matter of being good or bad. We are driven narratively to sympathize with the protagonist. It's the same reason why you still get people online today arguing that, like, Walter White or Tony Soprano were good guys or something, you know? A flat analysis of their characters revealed no, not even remotely, and they were, like, not even close, but people are driven to sympathize with the main character. It's that simple. There is no other main character. He's the mover. People unironically hate Skyler and it's insane. Yeah, and a lot of that is misogyny, and a lot of that is because Skyler is an impediment to Walter White doing funny, haha, main character, wacky crime stuff. And because she's an impediment to the main character, even though what the main character is doing is wrong and what she's saying is right in a lot of cases, she becomes the enemy because she's an enemy to fun. And a lot of people just want to see fun right now, you know? Nobody likes Congress. Nobody likes the American government. Nobody believes that these institutions are doing anything to help anybody. So in the absence of any like responsible push for positive change, which nobody believes can happen, people instead push for action, you know? People push for action, change, you know, inertia, momentum, something. And Donald Trump provides that, which is why so many people are delighted by his, you know, United States of America, including Mexico and Canada, Greenland, Panama Canal, whatever else, you know? Yeah, cult of action for action's sake. Do you think a Huey Long type governor would be pretty popular right now? Yeah, but the main issue is we have people who kind of touch on that, you know? Like, I'll put it this way. Chris Christie. Let's say Chris Christie. Chris Christie is a wacky guy, and I would say he has a commanding personality. The problem is that, yes, Thana, the Democrats crushed them. The Republicans have done everything they can to uplift Donald Trump. Like, Donald Trump talks about buying Greenland, all the right-wing media starts talking about how they want to buy Greenland too. Donald Trump talks about making Canada the 51st state. They are all in line with him. They support him, you know? You can't have a main character without the camera pointing on them. If the camera's not pointing at them, they're not a main character. That's the point. The problem is you can have big personalities in the Democratic Party, but if the party isn't pointing the camera at them and uplifting them and elevating them and, you know, allowing everything they say to bounce off the walls, then there's no point. It's insane. It's genuinely insane, but I think it makes sense if you understand it from this context. Look, he was unfavorable broadly across the board, consistently for so long, and now all of a sudden he's about to switch over. Now, will his favorability decrease once he's actually president? Probably. Yeah, that tends to happen with new presidents. But this is still totally unprecedented. Democrats don't have a loyal media base. Yeah, to a large extent. It does help that Republicans basically don't have media, they have propaganda, and Democrats are criticized a lot by their own media. But a lot of that is also because the Democrats give us nothing. Go ahead, girl, give us nothing. What do the Democrats give us? If you like Republicans and what they have to offer, they give you a nonstop cavalcade. They give you buckets and buckets and buckets of haha, funny memes, epic troll, racism, xenophobia, whatever you want, they're giving it to you, and they give it to you in spades. If you like Democrats, what the are they giving you? What positive coverage? Oh, a Democrat at a Senate committee hearing made a point about how a Republican there was being rude. You go, girl. Oh, a Democrat said they think that we should do better about a problem. They haven't done any bills or whatever, but they think they want to make it better. They want to make it a little bit better. They want to make it better. Ooh, like what? There's nothing to cover. They give us Liz Cheney. They give us Liz Cheney and Hillary Clinton receiving the Presidential Medals of Freedom. Ooh. Yeah, and Republicans own online media. Yeah, 100%. Wait, did Liz Cheney seriously get one too? Yes. Yes. This is how much they hate you. Even she doesn't look happy to be there. Yeah, they should have given Ralph Lauren 2 Presidential Medals of Freedom. Give Eminem a medal, please. Honestly, it's about time he's gotten the Medal of Freedom. The Democrats are actually worse than the Republicans. Wow. At doing their jobs, yeah. Not like morally. Republicans are active agents of harm. Democrats are, at best, like milquetoast proponents of positive change. For the most part, they're just spineless wimps. Sometimes they actively propose harm. Like with Gaza or immigration. On some social issues, they tend to be more... It doesn't matter, right? Like, we're not getting any Democrat resistance this time around. Maybe some of the blue states do something. I doubt it. Maybe. It's not even going to come from the Democrats. It's going to come from the people in those states, you know? California is just a massive, powerful state. Even if the state government doesn't do much, like there will still be pockets of progressivism that can't be stamped out because they're millions of people strong, you know? Likewise, New York, whatever else. But yeah, you're not getting like national democratic resistance. Not even remotely. Why is Musk obsessed with Great Britain? He's not. He'll just jump on any talking point anywhere in order to further a globalist far-right agenda. It doesn't matter what country it is. He just talked with the leader of the AfD in Germany. It doesn't matter. It'll be anywhere. He just cares about asserting influence. Uber conspirabrain, but what do you think the chances are that a good number of Democrats are bought? All politicians are bought. That's not conspiracy brain. Like that's the point of the lobbying system. Like you can't win an election unless you have money to back that up. How many Democratic politicians self-financed. Where do you think that money came from? Bernie got it from small dollar donations, sure, but for a lot of them, yeah, they get it from like lobbying groups or you know, special interest groups or whatever else. Exactly, 7 self-financed Democrats. Well, that's good. Anyway, expect to see Donald Trump's support increase, at least for a while, like at least for the first year of his presidency. Certainly being pro-Donald Trump is going to be the trendy, loud, like fashionable position, especially for young men. What was that? Again, you have to be skeptical of charts that you see online because very rarely are these surveys done with proper controls, like, you know, regressive analysis, blah, 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 blah. But what was that? What was that one I just saw? I'm sure you saw it as well, where there's been a massive shift. It's like the difference between what men and women support, and based on like generation to generation, and for young men, the gap was like 50 points or something. I don't know if those numbers are necessarily fully accurate, but they definitely point to an underlying trend. I think it'd be delusional to suggest otherwise. Replace men with bears? I'm working on it. Ideological polarization between teenage boys and girls has grown rapidly in recent years, reaching its highest recorded level. And here you have a period of time during which high school boys and girls were getting closer to having the same political beliefs. And then zoop. Again, you know, you're going to get varying results with a data set like this, but, you know, it all started with Gamergate. It really did, yeah. 2011, 2012, right around here. That's where the shoot up happened. Yeah. It's hard not to feel spiteful, but spite doesn't win hearts and minds. You can do some real work with it, actually, I think. I think spite might actually be a better convincer than a lot of others. Like, especially for young men that have been pulled over to the right. If you try to be compassionate to them, it does literally nothing. Have you seen what the discourse looks like? We're talking about people that are being radicalized to neo-Nazism because of the Wojaks they've seen. Like, we're talking about a historically underperforming generation, stupider, less inquisitive, less curious than the you know, what the previous generations were at their age, hateful, socially unattained, poor job prospects, less money. And then they see like a Wojak and they're like, oh, I agree, you know, Heil Hitler or whatever. Like, it's insane. There's no cure for most of them. Nah, a lot of them will grow out of it. There's a reason why young people are the most susceptible. I always feel weird doing the kids these days thing. Yeah, well, most of the time the kids these days thing is just like boomer nonsense. But you shouldn't be averse to actual data that's drawn along generational lines just because of that, right? Like, there are so many pointers to indicate that things, especially for young people, have gotten so much worse behaviorally since COVID. It's not just like regular boomer complaining whatevers, you know? Gen Beta dropped, they are the chosen ones. Yeah, we'll see about that. They're exposed to way more vectors of attack for radicalization these days. Yeah, I mean, the Republicans have basically like bought the entire media landscape that they consume, you know? It's not even like remotely cool to be a Democrat. It's like so uncool. It's unbelievably uncool. It's the least cool thing in the world.